Alright, so you probably think you know robots. You've seen them in movies, maybe you have a Roomba bumping into your furniture, but I promise you, you have no idea how weird and wild the world of robotics truly gets. Today, we're diving deep into the official Guinness World Records to uncover some of the absolute strangest, most mind-blowing achievements in robotics that most people have never even heard of. We're not just talking about factory arms assembling cars, we're talking about robots that push the very limits of what we thought was possible, often in the most bizarre ways imaginable. First up, let's talk about speed. When you picture a walking robot, you probably think of something slow, clunky, and maybe a little wobbly, right? Like it's constantly on the verge of face planting. Well, I want you to erase that image from your brain and meet Cassie. Cassie is a bipedal robot that looks a bit like a pair of ostrich legs attached to a motor, and it holds the Guinness World Record for the fastest 100-meter dash by a bipedal robot. It clocked in at 24.73 seconds, which translates to a running speed of about 9.5 miles per hour. Now, getting a robot to run is insanely difficult. It's not just about moving legs back and forth, it's a constant, high-speed balancing act. Think about how you run. Your brain is making thousands of micro-adjustments every second to keep you upright, shifting your weight and absorbing the impact. The real magic, though, is in the AI. They used a deep reinforcement learning algorithm to teach Cassie how to run. Essentially, they created a simulation where the AI could practice running for the equivalent of a full year in just a few days. It would try, fall, fail, and learn from its mistakes thousands of times per second. Okay, from the fastest, let's go to the absolute smallest. And when I say small, I mean it. Forget about robots the size of insects. The Guinness World Record for the smallest functioning robot goes to a creation that is smaller than a single grain of salt. It's just 100 micrometers wide, which is about the thickness of a human hair. So how do you build something that microscopic? You can't just use tiny screws and wrenches. The process is more akin to manufacturing a computer chip. These robots are built using a technique called photolithography, the same method used to etch circuits onto silicon wafers. The real challenge isn't just building it, it's controlling it. There are no batteries or wires small enough for a robot of this scale. Instead, the creators came up with an ingenious solution. They embedded tiny photovoltaic cells, basically microscopic solar panels, onto the robot's body. By shining targeted laser beams onto these cells, they can power the robot's legs. Now let's move from the physical to the emotional, or at least the appearance of emotion. We humans are masters of facial expressions. We can convey subtle shades of meaning with a slight smirk or a raised eyebrow. Replicating that nuance in a robot is one of the biggest challenges in human-robot interaction. And that's why the record for the most human-like robot facial expressions is so impressive. A robot named Amika, created by Engineered Arts, holds the Guinness record for being able to produce 138 distinct and believable facial expressions. This isn't just a few simple smiles and frowns. We're talking about complex emotions like confusion, surprise, contemplation, and even that awkward I'm trying to be polite smile. To achieve this, Amika's face is a masterpiece of mechanical engineering. Underneath its silicone skin, there's a complex network of motors and actuators, tiny mechanical muscles that pull and push the skin to mimic the way our own facial muscles work. Each eyebrow, the corners of the mouth, the eyelids, and even the nose can move independently. But here's where the AI comes in, and where the glitches can get weird. Amika uses AI to react to its environment. Using cameras in its eyes, it can recognize human faces and even interpret their emotions, and then generate an appropriate facial expression in response. Sometimes, however, the AI misinterprets a cue. In some demonstration videos, you can see Amika produce a fleeting, bizarre expression that doesn't fit the context. A flicker of a grimace during a smile, or a wide-eyed look of terror for no reason. Alright, for our next record, we're testing a robot's agility, timing, and precision in a way you've probably never considered. Jump rope. That's right. A team of engineers from the Japanese company Fujitsu created a robot that holds the Guinness World Record for the most skips over a single rope in 1 minute by a robot. And no, it didn't just do a few. This little humanoid robot named Robotics successfully completed an astonishing 170 skips in 60 seconds. This might sound simple, But let me break down why this is an incredibly difficult task for a robot. First, there's the timing. The robot has to perfectly synchronize 3 distinct motions, turning the rope with its 2 arms and jumping with its legs. The rope has to clear its feet at the exact moment it's in the air. A millisecond too early or too late and the rope snags, ending the attempt. The mechanical challenges were immense. The robot's arms needed motors that were fast enough to swing the rope at nearly 3 rotations per second, but also precise enough to maintain a perfect, consistent arc. If one arm spun slightly faster than the other, the rope's loop would become unstable and hit the robot. The engineers had to design a gear and motor system that was perfectly synchronized between the 2 arms, a feat of mechanical harmony. The programming was also a beast. There was no advanced AI learning here. This was pure brute force programming and physics calculation. The engineers had to calculate the exact trajectory of the rope, the optimal jump height, and the precise timing of every motor movement. A single error in the code, a single miscalculation of a physics variable, would result in immediate failure. For our final record, we're scaling things up, way up. We've seen speed, size, and skill, but now let's look at massive synchronized coordination. The Guinness World Record for the most robots dancing simultaneously belongs to a company called WL Tech. They managed to get an unbelievable 1,372 little humanoid robots to dance together in perfect unison. It's not just a few robots wiggling around, it's a choreographed army of machines performing the same routine, a sight that is both mesmerizing and slightly intimidating. The sheer scale of this operation is hard to comprehend. Imagine setting up over 1,300 individual robots, making sure each one is charged, functioning, and positioned correctly. The logistics alone are a nightmare. But the real challenge is synchronization. How do you get that many robots to all start, stop, and move at the exact same time? You can't just press one big play button. Any wireless signal sent to all of them at once would have delays, causing a ripple effect of chaos instead of a synchronized dance. The solution was a master control system. The engineers developed a central computer that sent encrypted control signals to every single robot. The system had to be incredibly robust to handle that much data traffic without lag. Watching the final performance is surreal. It's a sea of identical machines moving as one organism. The precision is astounding. It's a powerful demonstration of swarm robotics, the study of how large numbers of simple robots can work together to perform complex tasks. While this task was a dance, the same technology could be used for massive search and rescue operations, environmental monitoring, or even construction projects. So there you have it. Robots that can outrun you, robots smaller than a speck of dust, robots that can fake emotions better than some actors, and robots that can dance and jump rope with superhuman precision. The world of robotics is so much more than just industrial arms and vacuum cleaners. It's a place of incredible creativity, mind-bending engineering, and a relentless push against the limits of what's possible. These Guinness World Records are more than just quirky facts. They are milestones that mark our progress in creating machines that can interact with the world in increasingly complex and surprising ways. What do you guys think? Which one of these records completely blew your mind? Was it the microscopic surgeon bot, the sprinting ostrich bot, or the massive robot dance crew? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear which one you found the weirdest or most impressive. And if you enjoy seeing how science and engineering get pushed to their absolute craziest limits, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more weird and wonderful tech to explore. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.